So what you should have by now is this, which is some motion capture Gumby character that walks around, makes some movements, etc., etc. And the other part of what I want to talk about today is I want to have rigid bodies smashing into this. But because this is a skinned mesh renderer, it doesn't have any colliders on it at all. So it'll just walk right through stuff. So we can test that by creating a cube. God, I hate going between 3ds Max and Unity. They're all slightly different. So I'm going to make this like domino that sits behind my Gumby character, because my Gumby character like walks backwards at first. And I'm going to add a rigid body component to that domino. Make it a little bit taller too. And for good measure, I'll give it a different color. And so what we'll see is we'll see my character just walk right through this rigid body, which is not ideal. It's not what I want. And so in order to get Mass Effects to work, we're going to have to pair our Gumby character with some colliders. And at least at first glance, the easy ones to do are to go down to the toe, right click, create object, cube, and then just set that cube to be, 0.1, 0.1, 0.1. That's about the right size of this foot here. You can stretch it around, make it longer if you want to get it to scale better. And then all we have to do is turn off the mesh renderer. Actually, that might not be all we have to do. But if we turn off the mesh renderer, it's invisible, and it may or may not collide with the thing. But it doesn't. And this is interesting to me, because usually a collider that is animated running into a rigid body would change things, right? Would kick the rigid body around. I was very interested to find out that this didn't. Because in 3ds Max, of course, you have to add a Mass Effects component, or a rigid body in this case, to both objects. And we have to set the foot rigid body to kinematic, because we don't want it to just fall and use physics like gravity. We want it to push things around. And when we use that foot to push things around, it will then push around the domino, which is what I'm looking for. Yep. And I think I'll duplicate that and throw it on the left foot. I'm actually putting it on the toe. No, sure. Yeah, good question. So how do you get the animation to work? You just brought your FBX in, you hit play, and nothing happens. You need to right-click in your Assets folder, go to Create, and Animator Controller. And I named mine Gumby. And if you look at your FBX in the scene, it'll have an animator component attached to the hip. and it'll have a controller with no runtime, whatever. It'll say none runtime animator controller. And that's where you drag that new animator controller you just made. And you're not done yet. You know what you're doing now. Yeah, you double click on the Gumby, you open up your character, and you drag Take 001 into there. And then it should play. And so I added a rigid body to the middle spine. Oh, I did not make it kinematic. And then hopefully as he backs into this brick, he'll push it back with his body as well. And that'll look a lot more realistic. And then we get our motion capture to do all sorts of things like kick stuff or push stuff out of the way or punch things. I wonder if we can build a kinematic until a certain frame in Unity. I suppose we could animate it to be kinematic and then just toggle the animation off at that frame that we want. That would allow us to... Okay, Liz, you ready? So that would allow us to grab something. So we walk over, and on the frame that we grab it, it becomes kinematic. And then at a certain frame, we let go of it, and it becomes like rigid body again, and then starts flying. That would be sweet. I would love to see that. I wonder if furthermore, what if we could build a script where it like automatically grabs and parents itself when like the hand like touches it? So then we just build a script with a little like trigger collider on the hand, and anything it picks up, it picks up like a bunch of things, and then just throws them all. Oh, event triggers. Do you guys know about those? Okay, so, oh man, we're gonna talk about this. If you look at my animation window, up at the top where we usually we drag this right here. Okay, this is not something that I can animate. That's fair. Why can't we? Why is it read only? That's interesting. Huh. Okay, say we're animating something else. Like I think my camera is animated, or the camera pivot is animated. Yeah, let's look at this animation. We can create an event, let's say like right here. And when we create an event, this lets us call a function and make that function go. So if the function was let go, or if the function was pick up, we could set on what frame we wanted that function to be called and put it in each animation that we have. It's really cool. Have you guys seen my my motion capture of the guy that's shooting?
I think so.
Yeah? Brody? Sorry. Okay, so I used animation events for this. Where is it? It's just under my Giphy cat, I think. I used motion capture to record me just like pretending that I was shooting something. Good. Good. Okay. No. And let's go to my profile. And let's go, nope, that's lightning. No kidding, where is it? Well, that's even more frustrating. It's not even there. Is it a YouTube video I made? I really don't want to have to go through all of my videos. I kind of have a lot of them. Nope, that's the wrong thing. This is my videos, your channel. Videos. This one. So obviously the gun isn't affecting the recoil, right? I'm pretending that there's recoil. And every time I had the gun go up, right, on that particular frame, I set an animation event to shoot in whatever direction I was currently facing. And that was the cool thing. No, I don't want autoplay. I should really put this on my art station. I was really stoked about the fact that the bullets have light sources. And so if you look at the shadows of his feet, it's hard to see in this room. But you can see like the bullets are casting shadows. Yeah. And that's so cool. And now I get to do this with Gumby. Thank you, Elizabeth. Okay. So your assignment this week comes down to Gumby characters and Mass Effects. Nope, this is fine. We're gonna put Mass Effects in there. And then it says camera that follows a spline, but I don't know how easy that would be to do in Unity, because I don't really know how to make splines. So we're gonna leave the camera thing out until I figure out how to do splines. But Mass Effects and simple skinning and a story. You've got an hour and a half left in class to come up with an idea. It's a 20-second video this time. And again, I'll help you out with the Mass Effects, and you can do all that at home, thankfully, and I've got it recorded too. So the Mass Effects shouldn't be something that you got to worry about right now, all at once. But you're looking at a 20-second animation with a skinned mesh renderer like that one, and Mass Effects. And it's got to tell a story of some sort. I had one student several semesters ago. This guy walks around, sees a soccer ball. He's like, "Oh, this will be great." Kicks the soccer ball and like knocks down like 4 towers. He's like, "Oh no!" And that was the whole skit. It was hilarious. Like, we've all done that. So that's the kind of story we're looking for. You'll render it out with Unity Recorder, and yeah, that'll be that. Thoughts? Ideas? Questions? I guess that's the important one, is questions. Y'all can worry about ideas. I'm going to go set up the labs, both of them.